about how we all got here. In 2020, Alan Tackett, who is the director of the National Resource, was awarded an R24 from NIGMS, which allows us to do three specific things. The first thing is to offer state-of-the-art proteomic services in the most cost-effective manner. So whenever you send us samples, we are probably going to be the cheapest place that you can send us samples because we're subsidized by NIH. But we also have the state-of-the-art equipment to do that. The second aim was to provide educational opportunities like these workshops. We also offer a core facility staff symposium where we bring in other proteomics core staff and directors, and we just discuss best business practices and like new protocols and new techniques. We also have educational web resources and content. We have a YouTube channel where this workshop will be uploaded onto that. We also have some other training videos on there. And then the third aim is to provide outreach and training. We have a voucher program that allows up to $2,500 worth of free proteomics. And then we have undergraduate, graduate, and postdoctoral internships that I'll talk about more later. And we have a training program for core staff and advanced users. So this last year, in June of 2025, we were awarded our second 5 years. So we are fully funded for this until 2030. This is just a map that gives an example of all the places that we get samples from. So we've had samples from every state in the United States, including Alaska, which I couldn't fit on the map here, but every state plus Puerto Rico.
Is this number of samples or number?
This is number of projects. Yeah. Projects, right? Or is it people?
I think
It's not samples because we get,
they must be projects.
we actually, in the last year, we get 10 to 12,000 samples per year.
I would be really curious to see more than 33 people from Hawaii.
33 projects.
Yeah, 30.
We can find
I
that.
don't think I have 33 people who know what proteomics.
We'll have to look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curious.
I'll pull it up and see, we'll see. And this is just the team that we work with. This is everybody in the resource, besides Alan Tackett. We have a great administrative staff who you've already met, Heather. She does everything for everything. Up at the top, we have Ricky Edmondson. He is the director, the day-to-day operations director of the core. Sam is our front door. He's the one that everybody talks to when they want to submit a project. You have to go through him first. And then, as I said, I'm the education and outreach director. Down on the second row, we have David Caldwell, who is an instrumentation specialist. He used to be with Thermo. Now he works with us specifically. And he also does a lot of our automation and our high throughput things that we've started working on since we get more samples. Lisa and Robert are our sample prep people. We've had 2 sample prep people when we've gone from 1,000 samples up to 10,000, 12,000 a year. So these are the same 2 people, but David has made that easier for them too. And then Dennis, as he just mentioned, does a lot of things, but he's our bioinformatics director, and he has 2 people that work under him, Alan and Charity, and they do a lot of the day-to-day bioinformatics work. So we already know where we are. Since we're a little bit behind, we're going to kind of skip that. So what does the global proteomics workflow look like? So basically you, as the principal investigators over here, decide that you have a project that you want to do a comparison with. So are they maybe control versus treated cells or tissues, or wild type versus knockout, or even a combination of those two, where you have wild type versus treated or control and knockout versus treated or control. So once you have that, you have a discussion with Sam. And so your experiments are done in your lab. Then you send the samples to us once you have an okay from him and a sample list that is sent to us. And then this stuff here in the blue box is what we do. We prepare the samples, whether that's, we have to do tissue lysis or cell lysis, protein purification, quantitation, things like that, and the digest itself. And then the samples are loaded onto the mass spec. The raw data comes off and goes to our bioinformatics people who process that, and then the data is sent back to the PI with the visualization tools that Dennis will talk about later. So what else do we do to help researchers? We have collaborations with clinical researchers, and we also develop bioinformatics tools and analysis. This was just a project that we use ProteoDA still. Yeah. So this was a package that was designed by Stephanie Byram, who used to be in the resource. She's now at St. Jude. But this is the package that we use for the analysis. In addition, we can also offer letters of support for grants, collaboration efforts that span years, which is basically where I came into this, and professional advice if you need some advice about what experiments you need to do. And this is basically kind of what we just talked about, the proteomics core workflow. That's you. You have the video conference with Sam to communicate what your experimental goals are, the design, what types of samples, group comparisons. And we really like to have you do that before you collect the samples if possible. That always can't, I mean, that's not always feasible. But if we do that, we can help you get the best data, get the best comparisons, have the right number of replicates, things like that. And then once you have that conference with him, he will send you back a price quote and a project summary. And then he will send him the sample list before you send the samples. So you send us the raw samples. And then again, the blue box is us. And that's basically what I just talked about, the different things that we go through there. And once we have the peptides, they go into the mass spec for separation and identification and quantification. And then the data goes over to bioinformatics, and then that final report is sent to you. And then there's a video conference if you need it 6 to 8 weeks after the samples are received. Like if you have any questions about your sample, your results. Amy.